Well, hello, Community Bible Church. Welcome to another edition of a Verse a Day Bible study as we go through the book of First John right now. We're in First John 2, verse 17, 2:17 here. So let's read together. It says, "And the world is passing away with its desires, but whoever does the will of God abides forever." Now, if you were watched yesterday's video, as a quick reminder, it talks about that inside the world there is the desire of the flesh, the desire of the eyes, the pride of life, and those are the things of the world in the world. And so it says here now that the world is passing away along with those desires. So the sinful nature that we all have is going to be passing away along with the world. Now, I've talked a lot so far and made mention to a lot of different videos about that the book of First John is obviously not the only book that the Apostle John wrote, that he also wrote the Gospel of John. But then as well, if you're a good Bible student, you know that John and then 1st and 2nd, 3rd John weren't the only books that he wrote as well. The final book that he wrote was the book of Revelation, and that foretells or looks forward to the final coming of Jesus Christ. And so this verse really reminds us of some of the verses that we find in Revelation, specifically Revelations 21, which says, "Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and the sea was no more." And so Revelations 21, looking forward to a new heaven and a new earth where God passes away the old and starts over with a new restored creation here. And so that is ultimately what we're looking forward to, and this is really the kind of the same language that we're finding even in First John. And this should give us hope, though, because it is those that abides in the will of God. Whoever does the will of God abides forever, meaning that those of us that will not be passed away and will not fall away with this old world, the ones that actually get to abide with God forever, are the ones that are going on to this new creation. And that is only those that are actually abiding with God right now, that are doing the will of God right now. And so if you want to live with God forever, then the first thing that you need to make sure is that you're actually doing the will of God right now. Now, once again, this isn't teaching salvation by works, as we've talked about in previous verses, but rather it is just a fact of the matter. If you say that you're a Christian, if you say that you love God, if you say that you're doing the will of God, then you ought to be abiding in Him, remaining in Him, obeying Him, and following after the Word of God. And so that's what we have here, is the great hope for every single believer is that Jesus Christ is going to come back, and eventually one day, I'm trying to summarize a lot of theology here in just a short little few minute video, but one day He's going to pass away all of the old creation, all the old earth, old heaven, and create a brand new one. And if we have obeyed God, if we have done the will of God by believing in Him and obeying Him, then we will also be able to go be ushered into this new creation and live with Him forever. And that is the hope that we all can cling to, especially in hard times like the year 2020, that we could still look forward into that blessed hope. So that's what I have for you here today, guys. Want to definitely invite you out, if you're anywhere in the Brooksville area, to our community groups tonight. I believe Brother Steve is teaching tonight, and just through the Messianic Psalms once again. And just a wonderful study, a great way for you to get connected to the church, get connected to other believers, and just strengthen. And hey, you're probably gonna, what else are you gonna do on a Thursday night anyway? So come on out and